नमस्कार, मैं समीर कुमार, सहायक प्राचार्य भौतिकी विभाग एचआर कॉलेज अमनौर आप सबों का इस वीडियो लेक्चर में स्वागत करता हूं। Today we will study a new topic in the field of optics and light called Fermat principle. Using this principle, we will derive also different laws like law of reflection and law of refraction. Before I start, let me tell you that you need to revise the following topics in order to understand this principle effectively. So, based on approximation, optics has been broadly classified into three categories, namely geometrical optics or ray optics, wave optics or physical optics, and quantum optics. Geometrical optics or ray optics. This is the study of light as rays, especially useful for studying the optical behavior of the system which has a length scale much larger than the wavelength of light. What does this mean? So when we shine light on lens or mirror, there the size of lens or mirror is very large as compared to the wavelength of the light. So studying the behavior of mirror or lens, we use geometrical optics concept. Under this geometrical optics, we study phenomena like basic ray tracing, image formation, and optical instruments design. Wave optics is the study of light as waves. Under this category, we study the phenomena like diffraction, polarization, interference, and interferometers. Quantum optics is the study of light as particles. Laser and measure are application of quantum optics. So basically, what is the difference between geometrical optics and wave optics? Let us consider this figure. Basically, geometrical optics is an approximation to the wave theory when wavelength is very small as compared to other length scales in the problem. So in this figure, the light rays crosses the hole of dimension d, this dimension, very large as compared to the wavelength, and forms an image on the screen, this image, of the same shape and size as of this hole. Now when we consider this figure bottom one and consider the wave properties of light and consider that the dimension of this hole is very small as compared to the wavelength, what we find is that diffraction or interference phenomena on the screen. In order to show the wave properties, we have shown the light with a broken lines. We can also observe here that this light illuminates the screen far from the central portion of the hole. This behavior is due to the diffraction, which comes under wave optics. What is the Fermat principles or principle of least time? It states that the light propagates between 2 points in such a way that the propagation time is least. In other words, we can say that light propagating or traveling between 2 points would take the shortest path. What does this mean? It means that of all the possible paths that light might take to get from one point to the another point, it takes the path which requires the shortest or least time. Now we know that in a homogeneous medium, light rays are rectilinear. That is, within any medium, if the refractive index is constant, light travels in a straight line. If a light signal is sent from one point to another point, this point to another point, and if there is no medium, we know that light will travel in a straight line. But what happens if there is an obstacle or there is a variation in the refractive index in a medium? So use as stated by Fermat, it states that it will follow a path which will take the least time among all the possible paths. It is important to mention here that this Fermat principle is valid for all traveling wave and not only for light. So let's understand the application of Fermat principle. Using this principle, we can derive so many laws like law of reflection and law of refraction. So in order to derive the law of reflection, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection, let us consider this figure. In this, if we want the light to reach from A to B, and if there is no obstacle, the shortest path will be, or the least time path will be straight line. Now if we shine light on this mirror or dielectric interface and want to determine which path light will take the least time, then as Fermat said, it will be a path which takes the least time. So light can come from here to here and go there. It can come from here to here, go there, or there are so many possibilities. So let's assume P is the point of reflection, theta 1 is the incident angle, the angle between the incident ray and the normal, theta 2 is the angle of reflection, L is the horizontal distance between the point A and B, horizontal distance, H1, H2 are the vertical distance of point A and B from the mirror interface, X is the horizontal distance between point A and P, and L minus X is the horizontal distance between point P and P. Now, what will be the path length of AP? This is simply square root of x square plus h1 square according to Pythagoras theorem, and PB, path length of PB will be L minus x ka whole square plus h2 square root under. Now time required for the light to travel between the 2 points from A to B after hitting this point, we have to divide each path length by the speed of light. Let's assume this is the air medium, so we divide this path length by the speed of light and this path length by the speed of light and add both, and we get the total time required for the light to travel between the 2 points. Now in order to minimize the time, we set the derivative of the time with respect to x equal to 0, that is dt upon dx equal to 0. Now on differentiating this expression with respect to x, we get this. Now taking this term on the right hand side, we get x upon square root of x square plus h1 square equal to L minus x upon square root L minus x ka whole square plus h2 ka whole square. What is this value? This value is, if we consider this angle, if we consider this triangle, this angle is 90 minus theta 1. Now cos theta equal to cos 90 minus theta 1 equal to x upon this one, b upon height, b upon hypotenuse. So x upon square root of x square plus h1 square equal to, similarly we can find that sin theta 2 will be this value. So sin theta 1 equal to sin theta 2, which implies that theta 1 equal to theta 2. So angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. When this condition will be satisfied, we will have the light will take the least time from this point to reach point B. Now using Fermat principle, we can also derive the Snell's law. Now let us consider we have shined light from point A. P is the point at which light meets a glass medium or any other medium and reaches point B. Theta 1 is the angle of incidence and theta 2 is the angle of refraction. Now L is the distance with horizontal distance between A and B. H1 and H2 are the vertical distances of point A from this interface and point B from this interface. Now again, path length AP will be square root of x square plus h1 square, and path length PB will be square root of L minus x ka whole square plus h2 ka whole square. Let's assume the refractive index of this medium is n1 and the refractive index of this medium is n2. So what will be the velocity of light in this medium? This will be the equal to speed of light upon n1, and the velocity of light in this medium will be speed of light upon n2. Now what will be the total time? Total time will be this time plus this time. So this time is the path length divided by the speed of light in this medium, and this time is the path length PV divided by the speed of light in this medium. So we get total time equal to this expression. Now again, to minimize the time, we set the dt upon dx equal to 0, and b on differentiation we get this, which is equal to n1 sine theta 1 equal to n2 sine theta 2. So we saw that how Fermat principle is useful to derive so many physical laws. Now I have given you two problems based on today's study. One is light travels from air into an optical fiber with an index of refraction 1.44. Question A is, in which direction does light bend? So you can say it will bend towards the normal or away from normal. If the angle of incident on the bend of the fiber is 22 degree, what is the angle of refraction inside the fiber? So you can determine, you know, n1 sine theta 1 equal to n2 sine theta 2. Now using Fermat's principle, establish the condition of total internal reflection. We have derived law of reflection and law of refraction. So using same principle, you have to determine the total internal reflection. So in order to establish this, you must understand the concept of total internal reflection. That is, light should travel from denser to redder medium.